Welcome to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Listen and grow as Del questions the status quo, encourages you to think differently, and empowers you to make a better life. Get ready as Del challenges core beliefs, seeks the truth, and reveals the roadmap to the lifestyle you really want. And now your host, multi-millionaire, national award-winning investor, CEO and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, Del Walmsley.
Welcome to the Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. I'm your host, Del Walmsley, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom. Today, my friends, I'm going to start you with a story. Way back many, many years ago, 34 years ago to be probably exact, I had retired at 34 years of age. And the way I did that was I was working at a health club, and I was just like you. I had the same problems, considerations that everybody had. I was working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I hated it. I mean, I liked working in a health club. Don't get me wrong. That was my hobby, my sport. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed helping people. I'm a teacher by heart. But the problem was that, you know, when you work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, you have no life. So the one day off, I was doing laundry and going to the grocery store and cooking for the week and cleaning and whatever else I could get done. But there was no life. So I started looking for something else, and I looked at all different kinds of things. I looked at, franchises is a big one that I looked at, a bunch of different franchises. I looked at day trading. That was another big one where you could make some money, I thought. And I looked at real estate investing. Then along came Black Monday, which was October 19th, 20th of 1987, I believe it was. And that was also my birthday, and the stock market crashed, and I lost a large chunk of money that day. At that point, I thought to myself, I've been doing this for 12 years, working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for 12 years, thinking that I was going to be able to work hard, save a lot of money being single, and be able to retire early. And then all of a sudden, boom, a chunk of it's gone. And my dream was crushed, really. So I started looking other places. I started going to seminars and stuff, and finally I came across some stuff I thought was interesting about rental properties, and I started buying rental properties. And I was lucky to find a mentor that would take me by the hand and help me buy my first couple rental properties. It was a real estate broker that had been doing it on his own. So now, here I am. I'm past that. I've got enough houses to retire, and I retired. I don't remember exactly how many homes it was that was able to replace my income. I think it was 11 rent houses. That just rings a bell for some reason, but I don't think that's accurate. Might have been 13, might have been 15, I don't remember. But there was enough that I was actually making more money from my real estate investing than I was from my job. So it was something that I could make the choice. And I could have kept working, and 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. But I decided that I really just wanted to buy my life back from corporate America. That was my dream. So I quit. Well, when I quit, I found out something was very interesting that most of you will probably not run into for quite a bit of your life. And that is, at 34 years of age, when you don't have a job, there's nothing to do. I mean, I work out, and I'd continued to work out, but that was about it. And I didn't have any money. I mean, significant money, not like I have now where I could travel the world and do all kinds of things I want to do and buy things I want to have. Back then, I just was making enough money to survive, to get by. But being 34, all the people my age were working. They were working regular full-time jobs, right? So I really had nothing to do and nobody to do it with. So I started frequenting real estate seminars. And I went to this one seminar. And it was by let's see, what was the guy's name? Dave Deodato, Robert Allen, Jeff McCone. Yeah, Jeff McCone. It was Jeff McCone's seminar. Jeff McCone's nowhere now. He's gone. It's been history. In fact, most of the guys that I tell you about are gone, including Dave Deodato, Robert Allen, Jeff McCone, Tommy Vu, the Mylans, Ron LeGrand, Carlin Sheets. Even Robert Kiyosaki is basically gone. He had seminars and he sold his seminars to somebody else, although Robert really never made any money in real estate other than investing with other people, I think. I don't know. He had a seminar program, but it wasn't his. It was really Russ Whitney's that Russ let him sell his name. Russ bought his name and put it on top of his seminar. And I know all this because those employees for those guys came to work for me for a long time. And so I got to see all the insights of what these guys were doing, right? But at this time, I was just a guy by myself out watching these seminars, and I went to this Jeff McCone seminar. The guy had a really good presentation about rental properties, single-family rental properties. I think his presentation was lease purchase options, I think what he was selling. And at the end of the seminar, there's about 400 people in the room. He gives his clothes to, run to the back and sign up. Well, as people did that, they were running back and getting back then, I think we were buying books and CDs. That's how far back that was, if you can believe that. If it wasn't CDs, it was cassettes, even older than that. I just don't remember. It's so far removed from my memory. But it was one of the two. It was either books and cassettes or books and CDs. Irrelevant. And I walked up to the guy who was giving the presentation, and I said, hey, I really like your presentation. I especially like the part where you're telling people that all this information is useless unless you have somebody that actually knows the real estate market and somebody that's done this that can kind of walk you through it, mentor yourself through it. Because, you got a set of books and tapes, you read it, you study it, it just doesn't get you there. And that you were saying that there should be a situation where there's an elephant and a mouse in the room, and the elephant is the guy that's got all the money, knows what he's doing, and the mouse is the beginner, and the mouse hooks up with the elephant. And the mouse will run around and go find properties for them to do together, and the elephant will, figure out how to close them and pay for them and finance them and so on and so forth, because that elephant's already there. And I thought that was a really great idea. It's a good way to get beginners started without getting them killed. And I'd like to offer my services because I'm one of those guys. I retired at 34 years of age doing real estate. I'm real estate retired. I make the money. I'd like to offer my services. And the guy said to me, we don't allow solicitation here, sir. And I said, what do you mean you don't allow solicitation? I go, you've just said to these people, go buy your course and then go look for this person. I'm that person. If you tell them here right now that I'm that person, then your course will make even more sense because then they can buy the course and meet the person you said they should meet. He goes, we don't need your help selling our courses, sir. You need to leave. You cannot solicit, your services here at our program. And I said, okay. And I think it was a little more rough than that, but 34 years ago, who knows? The bottom line is that I said to the guy, I said, you're a blankety-blank con artist. You really don't mean what you say. Otherwise, you wouldn't be lying to people that you want someone to help them. You really just want to sell your books and tapes. And you realize those books and tapes, you have to have a disclaimer. And that disclaimer is those books and tapes are not going to help them if they don't find somebody who knows what the heck they're doing in real estate. Now, I found somebody like that. I had a mentor. And now I'm offering to be one. He said, sir, if you don't discontinue, we're going to get security to take you out of here. I said, well, you don't need to get security to take me out. I'll leave. Now, as I walked out of the room, the guy made one major mistake. He had on a lapel mic. And everything that we had said in our conversation had gone over the PA. So there's about 400 people in the room. When I walked out, 200 of them walked out with me into the foyer and wanted to get my name and number. And I said, and they're all saying, can I get your card? Can I get your card? And this is when the card fallacy came about. I said, look, I don't have cards. I don't have any cards because I have nothing to sell to you. I don't have courses. I'm not a trainer. I'm a real estate investor, and I don't need cards because I don't have a job. I don't have to network with people that way. I'm retired. I do nothing. No need for a card. And they all got sort of insulted. Like, what do you mean? You just said you would help everybody, and then now you won't, kind of thing. And I said, well, I will. Here's what we did. Anybody got a legal pad? The guy handed me a legal pad. I said, okay, here's a pen. I wrote my name and my telephone number down at the top of the legal pad. And I passed it around the room. And 100, 200 people signed up. That's how Lifestyles Unlimited got started. The reason I'm bringing that presentation to you is because we have the Expo going to be here next week. 1 week from now. It's going to start Wednesday of next week. And you're going to be able to come in there and meet thousands of real estate investors. You will be able to connect with these successful real estate investors, also industry experts that know how to do everything. And you're going to be able to meet them and talk to them and interact with them, right? So you're not going to want to miss out on this opportunity. You can go to any number of classes. There's many, many classes here. Get lots of education information, right? You can learn how we retire people in anywhere from 2 to 5 years. At any age, we've got kids in their 20s retiring now, all the way up to people that are in their 70s in our program. So you can come and learn all that, right? You can grow your network and investor knowledge base. You're going to be able to explore a complete mindset change. In other words, you're going to be infused with thousands of people that believe the same thing, which is not what you believe. You believe you go to school, you get a job, you work the rest of your life, and when you're done, you save your money your entire life. When you're done, you live off a pile of money with the goal of dying before that pile runs out. That's your basic belief system. We're talking about we're going to retire in 2 to 5 years by replacing our earned income with passive income and being able to live the rest of your life off passive income, and it never disappears. So when you're done with the Expo, you should be leaving with a map. You should be leaving with a plan, how to change your life. And this thing is 4 days long if you want to come for all 4 days. It depends on how long it takes for you to absorb the concepts that you need. Some of you get in one day and get it. Some of you need 2 or 3 days to get it. Some of you just want to be there. A lot of you are retired already from lifestyles. You just want to be there and network. But by you being there and networking, the people that are coming that are non-believers, let's call them, skeptics, they're going to be able to see right away that this stuff really works. Now, I'm going to give away some passes today. I don't know how this works, but I've been telling you all week long, if you wanted to go to the Expo, you could text the word Expo to 88007. Text Expo to 88007. And that will be all the information about the Expo, everything you want to know and learn about it. But today, for the first 10 people that text us, I'm going to give you a free pass. It's the entry-level pass. You don't get all the top-end stuff, but the entry-level pass, if you just want to go for free to this Expo. Now, remember, it's next week from the 2nd to the 5th of October. It's in Irving, Texas. So it doesn't do you any good to get one of these free passes if you're not going to be willing to go up there or go there from anywhere in the country, because this radio show goes all over the country. But if you text the word free to 88007, I believe you can get signed up for a free ticket. Now, that's text the word free to 88007. Now, if you just want to see more information about the Expo, you can go to lifestylesunlimited.com and then hit the tab Expo. And you get all the information about what we have, what we don't have, and so on and so forth. And you're not going to want to miss this stuff. I'm telling you, it's going to. When I went to this guy's seminar, and this guy got everybody's hopes up that they're going to really meet somebody who knows how to do this and really get your feet wet and get helped. And then he lied to them. I mean, people were heartbroken. When I took them into my house, and that's the only place, I didn't have a seminar place. I said, okay, we'll go over to my house. We met, and I started helping people, started changing people's lives. I saw that there was a need for and I'm going to call it real program. And I'm not talking about real estate program. I'm talking about a real, honest, above-board program where people help you. It is a real estate program, and that's what we've taught people how to do for 34 years now. So you definitely want to get into this and not miss out. So let's go ahead, and if you want to try to get a free pass, let's try this thing. Let's text free to 88007. Text free to 88007. Now, if you don't want the free pass, you just want to see what's going on, you can text Expo at 88007 and get information. Or you can go to lifestylesunlimited.com and hit the Expo. Now, the next thing you got to realize is that there is a tour, a bus tour. And to me, there's absolutely nothing that's more impressive than the bus tour. We're going to go to 8 different properties. You can sign up to go to 4 of them, or you can sign up to go 2 days and go 4 one day and 4 the next day. And we're going to take you in and teach you everything you need to know about how to locate, evaluate, negotiate, contract, close, finance, operate apartment complexes. But the difference is you're going to learn that stuff walking around inside of deals that are done, that are real. You can't learn that stuff by going in a classroom. I mean, you can learn a lot of the stuff in a classroom, but you won't learn all the stuff. You won't learn what I can teach you by showing you what the difference is between this one and another one. Now, my mentors are going to be on all the buses, so we're going to have mentors and consultants available throughout this entire trip. That these are experts, been doing this for years. The mentors are millionaires, and these guys are going to be there every inch of the way with you to answer questions and so forth, but really you're going to be there meeting the owners and their staff, which is even more interesting than meeting the mentors. However, the mentors can explain and fill in gaps for you. Now, remember, to learn how to do this stuff, it's a 2-day seminar. You're not going to learn everything on a bus tour because you're not going to have a book in front of you with details and learning all that, really minute details. But you will get a gigantic overview. And after the overview, and meeting the people that are doing it, I think you'll at least be able to make a decision, do you really want to do something like this or not? That's one thing. You're going to see how you can do it as an active investor. You're going to learn how to do it as a passive investor. And you're also going to learn how to be a syndicated investor where you bring other people into your deals. All those things will be visible to you. And again, like I said, I went to that guy's seminar. He made these promises that there were people out there that could help you, and then he lied. He was really just selling a set of books and tapes. This is not anywhere near a set of books and tapes, guys. This is live tour of real estate deals and live networking with thousands of real estate investors. You're not going to want to miss that. So if you want to try for that free ticket, text FREE to 88007. That's FREE to 88007. And we will come right back with the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Teaching you with a roadmap to creating the lifestyle you really want. Keep listening. The Del Walmsley Radio Show returns in moments.
Want to retire in 5 years or less? You can do it, just like Lifestyles Unlimited member Lisa.
So we started passively. It was on vacation is when we realized we really need to take the plunge and be more active in this. Just because I'm an educator, I wanted to really know what I was doing. So it was just education on my part is really big. And I'm like, well, I could do that.
Text the word radio to 88007. That's radio to 88007. Join for just $297, a 60% savings. Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007.
You're hearing the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Want more life-changing knowledge? Access our podcast and listen on demand at lifestylesunlimited.com under the radio tab. Now your host, Del Walmsley.
Welcome back to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Today we're discussing how you can, in just a very short period of time, get enough information to get you off the couch and to change your life. You've been listening to me for months now, years now. You know, you've been a member. Stuff came up in life, and we all have that stuff. Stuff gets in the way. And so now here's an opportunity for you to get in a very short period of time, get a massive amount of information and a massive amount of networking together all at once. And today, if you sign up, you can get in for free, which is unbelievable. Now, this is the Lifestyles Unlimited Wealth and Passive Income Expo in Irving, Texas. It's from October 2nd to October 5th. Now, if you want to get a free ticket, we've got only so many of these available, so I'm giving you this opportunity. Go to text the word FREE to 88007. The word FREE to 88007. You can get a entry-level pass to get into this thing. Now, if you want to look at all of the passes, all the different types of things you're going to do, you can literally sign up to spend 4 full days with me and my staff, is what it basically comes down to. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. And if you want to go to that, just text 88007 or text the word Expo, to 88007 instead of free. And or go to lifestylesunlimited.com and hit the tab Expo. But what are you going to get here? Let's talk about Wednesday is a bus tour from 11 to 1. We'll go to 4 properties. And then afterwards, we'll all network. On Thursday, we're going to meet at 7, have breakfast as part of the deal. Then we'll go to lunch. We'll have our lunch while we're out on the tour. And we will tour until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 more properties. At that time, we'll come back to the office and we will debrief, which I think it's it's not the most important part. Seeing is the most important, but understanding that most people don't even know what they don't know. They don't know what to ask. They don't know what they're seeing, how it's relevant, important. So I take the time to go through what we've seen and what you should have gotten out of it, what you should have learned from it, what questions you should have asked if they didn't get asked on your, in your bus, because there's going to be, there is 8 buses already signed up for, and we've got people wanting to get into another one. So I think we're going to expand another bus. So if you want to get in, you got to get into that right away. So that when you want to text Expo to 88007, and you can get signed up for a bus. Now, after the debrief, the Expo actually officially starts Thursday afternoon. And from 1 to 7 is the hall. The expert hall is open. And that's where all of the different types of vendors and experts hang out. And there'll be tables you can go around to. So there's, hundreds of people you can talk to that are experts. There will be a class at 4 o'clock, just a short 30-minute class on what we call How to Expo, which means we have different paths that people are recommended to take, whether you're a beginner, never been here before, whether you're a single-family person, whether you're an IRO, independent real estate owner for small apartments, You want to do apartments by yourself, whether you want to be a passive investor or whether you want to be a lead investor and bring passives into your deals. So that is what that class is. It's just, hey, here's the stuff you need to catch and don't miss this stuff. You're going to go to that expert hall and you're going to talk to mortgage brokers and tax experts and legal experts. You're going to talk to roofing experts. You're going to talk to plumbing experts. You're going to talk to software experts. You're going to talk to mortgage companies, multiple different mortgage companies, engineering companies for what to do when you're doing inspections, all kinds of stuff. Just anything and everything you could think of, it's going to be there. You're going to be able to enjoy that and do that all day Thursday. Now, Friday is a full day of Expo. That starts in the morning at the Expert Hall, opens up at 7 in the morning, and it goes till 12:30, and then we shut the Expert Hall down because at 12 o'clock, I'm sorry, what time is it here? 11:30 is when the keynote seminar room doors open. And it's a big giant room that holds like 4,000 people. And we will fill it up, and then I will start with the keynote address. And it will last from 1:30 to 6:30. And then at 6:30, we have the Platinum Networking Event and Cocktail Party. I mean, this is the party of all parties. There's food and snacks and drinks and stuff. It's just an incredible time. But you're really going to get to do some heavy networking there. Don't network too hard or enjoy too many adult beverages, because Saturday is many, many classes. Now, like on Friday, they have breakout classes at 8 o'clock and at 9:30. There are 2 breakout classes. There's 2 breakout sessions, which means there's multiple classes you can choose from in each of those sessions. Now, when you come back Saturday, at 8 o'clock in the morning, breakfast is served again, 8:30. It's a breakout session. 11:30 11:30 to 1 o'clock is networking lunch. And this is a neat deal where a big giant room, everybody is paid for the lunch, goes in there and gets their lunch, and you get to check out who you want to network with. So how do you find who you want to network with? There are tables from every city that has a group of people that want at a table. So there might be 50 different cities. And you just walk around going, there's some people over there from Cincinnati. I really wanted to find out about investing in Cincinnati. So you just walk over to the table and start talking, meet with people, right? And it's really amazing. It's so many different cities. We're in 50 different states right now. We have 50,000 clients. So you say, well, 3,000 or 4,000, 5,000 people there, that's a lot of people. Yeah, it's a lot of people, but not compared to how many people we have as members. We're all over the country. And so you're going to come in and network with these people. Now, at 1:30, we have the breakout session, another breakout session. At 3, we have another breakout session. And then the creme de la creme from 3 to 6:30, we're going to have the multifamily mixer. What is this? This is an event that was designed to get passives with leads. And so the leads, there's only so much space, so we sold like 250 tables to leads. And they will network directly with passives. We open that up and boom, it's just like a wave of people going there. And you one side of the room will be all the leads that have done deals. The other side will be the aspiring leads if you want to get with people who are just starting. There's a lot of pros and cons to getting with people just starting. They're really excited. They're going to pick small deals. They're going to get done very quickly. You're going to get in, get out, get your profit right away. I like beginner deals myself. The leads take a smaller amount of override in the beginner deals, so there's a lot of benefit for getting into beginner deals. But if you're one of those people that just likes the old stall hearts, you can go down and find the old stall hearts in the other side of the room. Again, there's only 250 tables, but there are over 500 leads going to be at the meeting. This is a gigantic event, and you're not going to miss it. So when we go back to the story that I started with in the beginning of the first segment, I talked about, these guys would talk about you should get out there and meet these people, network these people. You always got to ask yourself, how do you get into these deals? How do you meet these people? Well, we have these events all over the country, but this is the largest that we have all year long. Then we have smaller networking events all over the country with our ambassadors in each city, where you can go in and meet maybe 10 or 20 or 30, I think as many as 50 and 100 in some of these ambassador meetings, and network there. But this is the one where you can get to everybody all over the country at the same time. The other thing we have for these people that want to be passive investors is we have a software program called Podium, where you can literally sign up and get to every lead that's out there putting out deals. And so you'll just sign up with whichever lead you want to sign up with, and then they'll put you on their list, and whenever the next deal comes out, they'll send you an invitation to the deal. So that also, we have online a list of people that want you to find them, right? And to be able to be on this list, they have to be up to date as far as their membership goes and up to date as far as their continuing education goes, be considered on this list. So there's another way you can find these people. So the bottom line is, if you join Lifestyles Unlimited, I will make you this promise. You will find more deals than you have money to invest in, more leads than you have the time to get to know. Hundreds and hundreds of both will come your way. There are a lot of people that come to Lifestyles and they have to start with single-family houses. It doesn't matter where you start, it's where you end up that makes the difference. Now, I want to tell you about people that have come in and didn't do it that way. I had one individual came in way back, I don't know if you can remember this far back. You remember when Enron went upside down? Well, this gentleman worked for Arthur Andersen. He was a vice president of Arthur Andersen. He ran an entire country, believe it or not, of Hungary. And when Enron went down, Arthur Andersen was with them, and they went down also. I'm not insinuating that they had anything to do with them, but it took them out. So this gentleman came back home from Hungary, which he ran the country. What do I mean run the country? His job was to take and sell off all of the communist-owned businesses back to private sector and do the accounting and so on and so forth and get the country back from being communist country to being a regular, American-style private ownership country. So he shows up in my office one day. Somebody referred him to us, and he said, look, I got a problem. I said, okay, tell me what the problem is. He says, well, I used to make $800,000 a year plus commissions. So that was his base pay, $800,000 a year. He also got commissions on every time he sold one of these companies off. He said, my wife doesn't know that I lost my job. I've got to find a way to replace my income to take care of my family because my wife lives like we make $800,000 a year. And so we took him on these road trips that you're going to have an opportunity to go to. And after he came out of the road trips, he looked at me and says, I want 3 apartment complexes. Right now, I need that to replace the kind of income I make. And up to that time, the largest apartment we had purchased for anybody was a 100-unit apartment complex. The largest that I had owned at the time was a 88-unit apartment complex. And this guy went out and the first deal bought 208 units. And I walked the deal with him. It was a complete disaster. It was a foreigner who was trying to sell it to him. We was trying to rip him off. And the place was just a junk hole. And I told him that, and we renegotiated the deal and got $1 million off the price, and he did his first deal. He then went on and did 2 more 240-unit apartment complexes that were right next door to each other. And so this is how somebody who has a lot of money was able to do this. Now, he did it as being a lead investor. He had a lot of money he could put down. He had a lot of business experience, and he was able to jump right into owning and operating these businesses. I had another guy that I met in Virginia, and he was getting up there to talk about remodeling houses. His hobby for years has been remodeling houses and so on and so forth. And he said he went to this road trip on the Expo, and by the time he was done with it, he was sitting in the bus, and the guy goes, why don't you get out to go through the last property? He goes, I don't need to go out and go through the last property. And one of our staff members said, why? He said, because I understand. What do you understand? He says, they're all the same. We looked at 8 properties. They're all perfect. They're all set up and operated the same way. You've got a system. It works. And I don't need to see one more. I get it. What you've proved to us is that the system worked 8 times in a row, which means it's worked all 16 times in a row that you won the National Apartment Association Real Estate Investor of the Year, which means it's worked hundreds of times in the past. And I'm going to get involved. He told me that after that, he went on and bought into 22 different apartment complexes. He is now a part owner in 22. He also owns many, many houses. He's worth millions of dollars. He's been doing real estate for years. The point I'm making is, here is a already successful real estate investor that got a lot out of going on these road trips. Here is a massively successful business person that got a lot out of going to these road trips, right? And you just don't realize. You don't know what you don't know. Einstein said it best. You can't solve the problem at the same level of thinking the problem was created at. You in your mind have all these reasons this stuff doesn't work or it won't work for you, right? And staying at that level of thinking, talking to and speaking to your friends and relatives and business acquaintances and CPA and attorneys, they all think the same thing. You all live within this little world of disbelief. Until you can get to a live event like this and break out of that world of disbelief and break out onto the world of abundance, because again, one of the things I see all the time is people go, well, there can't possibly be enough deals for all of us. There's more deals than enough for all of us. There's no way that we could satiate all of the need to buy more real estate in this country. It just doesn't happen. And we are all over the country. So you are living with this false sense of scarcity. And because of it, your life is small. If you ever want to have a grand life, you have to take on the thought process of abundance. Abundance says there's enough for all of us, and we can all get together, work together, learn together, invest together, and make this stuff happen. So if you want to get in this thing, you need to get their free tickets. Text the word FREE to 88007. The word FREE, 88007. And if you want to just get more information about it, go to lifestylesunlimited.com and hit the tab Expo. So again, I'm trying to get you to do this right now. Right now, before you forget, text FREE to 88007. And let's get you out to this thing so I can meet you. Hopefully, this will be the stimulus and the inspiration necessary for you to change your life, starting now. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Remember always, it's not the money, it's the lifestyle. Have a great day.
The information and opinions you hear on the Del Walmsley Radio Show are those of the host, Del Walmsley, his guests, and his callers. The Del Walmsley Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented on the Del Walmsley Show constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.